So on your My Country page, which you get to by going from this home page here, it'll say My Countries. And so it'll list off your countries. So what you do is you just click on the writing of your country and it'll take you to the desktop. Once you're at the desktop, there's a bunch of information displayed. And I'll go through this in other videos. But right now, I want to focus on the finance and economy portion of the game. So let's go into finance, which will be under the government little box down here. Click on finance, and you'll get this profit and loss page. So let's go through all the categories. Taxes paid by citizens. This is basically, whoever is employed in your companies will pay taxes. I'm not sure what percentage the taxes are, but the more people employed in corporations, the more tax revenue you get. And also, your country's health system costs money, as you can see, and the population contributes a little bit, about a third probably in this case. And then same with education costs, interest on outstanding loans. Right here, this is basically when you either take or give a loan. So if you take a loan, it'll be in the cost section. And if you give a loan, your interest will be made off of it will be in the income section. Good to know for later. Taxes paid by corporations. You can set the tax rate for each corporation. However, you have to keep in mind that you want to attract corporations to your country. So having a high taxes will probably not help you in the long run, because when a corporation asks to join your country, they pay a portion or like a rent fee, which is a pretty good amount. So you don't really need a high tax to ensure that you get a good income from private corporations. Basically, what I usually put the tax rate at is around uh, definitely less than 30%, because that's default for all of the non-president countries that are controlled. So we're moving down. You don't get any income from Social Security point payments and on down till dividends, because um, the population doesn't contribute to it. And then, of course, you have your total defense costs. And then, if you have like stocks or whatever, you'll get a dividend from them. And then, the beginner's booster. Um, Whenever you start in Simcountry, you'll get a beginner's booster. It starts out at 30 billion, and it keeps going down each month after that. So it would really behoove you to get in a good financial situation before that runs out, because your normal income is not going to be high enough probably to support your country. So the first thing you want to concentrate on is your economy. So you see all these tabs up here. I don't usually use like housing, pensions, investments tabs, because I don't see how they're pertinent to anything. Assets I barely use, but the cash log right here, that is really helpful. If your country is losing a crap ton of money and you have no clue why, you can go here, and this will give you all the transactions that have been made within the country. And so, as you can see, this is in red right here. So that means that it's expense. And new cash means that after this expense, this is how much you have. And then the green, as you probably surmise, is the income. So SimCountry also gives you cash bonuses, which is really good, because you want as much cash as you can get to develop infrastructure to support your country. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to my corporations tab right here. It's on the left side of your dashboard, and you'll come up with this screen right here. And you could do all kinds of things with this. So like upgrades. Upgrades are basically it makes your country more efficient and produce more quality. So this is efficiency. If you have a private corporation, you can go beyond 200, but for the government, it's capped at 200 for effectively and quality. So effectively is basically what happens with this is as it goes up, you employ less people at your countries or in your corporations, my bad, and that frees them up for other corporations and it makes your corporation have less expense. So that's a really good thing to have checkmarked all the time, like the max upgrades. And this also quantity or quality. The higher quality your product is, the more it will sell on the market. So going down, set for all corporations, all orders and upgrades. I would just go to this and set auto order and upgrade, and it'll do it for you. And then order to max upgrades. That way, it'll order as many upgrades as you can. So you want to upgrade these companies as quickly as possible to ensure that you make a profit with them. Because the more they're upgraded, the more money it makes, and the more money your country makes. So that's very important. Then supplies. This is a very complicated subject. I'll go through later, so we'll skip that for now. And then salaries. The higher you put your salary in your country, the higher that they'll produce. Like the more quality product they'll produce, and the more quantity of the product. But then you'll pay them more. So you have to really weigh the cost benefits. But the sim country civilizations, I guess you could say, are a lot more happy when it's higher. Um, 300 is pretty good for now, but I usually like increase it to 350, maybe some like at the end, maybe 400, and that will put up the production pretty good. And also affects any of the corporations that decide to use your country as a um, like country for private corporations. So like if they want to put one of their corporations in your country, because a lot of times your country is a lot safer than like a random country where like some random person will come by and you don't know how uh, it'll go with the economy because if you don't have enough workers, it's the whole thing. So we'll move on from that. Cash and debit. Oh, something really important to know about cash is that your your limit or the most it will go up to in corporations is 90 billion. This is because corporations will pay out 2 billion to you when they hit that mark of 90 million. And that's why you see it go up and then down because it's giving out money to your country. So that's the cash injection. So that's another reason why you want to have a lot of corporations. Moving on, profit transfer. What I like to do with this is set it at 70%, which I haven't done yet. And then what I'll do also is I'll go to the tax after that and set it to 10% or 5%. Depends. That way, I still make a profit. I'm still making, plenty of money, and I am giving more opportunity for corporations to come to my country because the tax is less than 30%, which is what all other countries are. So there's a lot of tabs here. So strategies, it's basically the best. Let's see here. When you don't know a lot of things, if they have like a little um, what you call a comment box next to them, it'll tell you a bunch of information about it. And as you can see here, um, this is a certain strategy, and then time strategy is another thing. But this best strategy is based on the quality of the product. So it'll sell your products based on how good they are. So countries want a better quality product because it makes their citizens happier and more productive. So that's another area that you really want to invest in is having good quality products. So it's a lot like a real world kind of thing there. So and whenever you change something, remember that you must every time click on set or save or whatever it says at the bottom, because if you don't, nothing will happen. um, what else should we talk about? Contracts. I'll reserve this for my video on common markets because that's a whole thing in itself. Salaries we went through. Loans. You can you can take loans out for your corporations, and then that's what that's for. IPOs is a lot of stock market stuff that I haven't really dealt with. I don't know. You stock market gurus might like this the most. Anyway, I guess that's pretty much it for corporations and finance. Um, so please comment and subscribe. This is Sim's friend again, and I hope you enjoyed the video.